The 11th Annual Africa CEO Forum brought together more than 2,000 participants drawn from more than 75 countries from Africa and across the globe, including heads of states, ministers, top CEOs of leading corporations in Africa, and policymakers. This very important forum, held in Kigali, Rwanda for the second time, presented a stage for the public and private sector to engage on the pertinent issues such as climate change, artificial intelligence, financing, as well as addressing the bottlenecks slowing down intra-African trade.
As this century progresses, Africa will increasingly be one of the world's economic engines. But to become truly prosperous, we have to upgrade our mindsets and aim for quality and complexity in our value chains. We cannot remain a place where people pull rocks out of the ground, which others then turn into high-tech products and sell back to us. It is not sustainable. It's simple and clear. Over the years, what has become clearer is that our common challenges can be solved if we work together.
The forum comes at a very critical juncture for the African continent as it battles with geopolitical fault lines, fluctuating currencies, and high inflationary environment. With the theme at the table or on the menu, this forum presents a critical moment to shape a new future for Africa and speak in one voice at the global stage.
Welcome to Rwanda once again, a country of unparalleled beauty and immense business opportunities. So we are going to be looking forward to do business with you, but we also hope that you will take time to step out of the conference rooms and out of Kigali and enjoy the full hospitality of the Rwandan people. But for your business interests also, I want to invite you to the business to government dialogue we are going to be having this afternoon, where we'll be unfolding the business opportunities in Rwanda, and also to the Invest in Rwanda forum that we are going to have tomorrow afternoon. We want to explain to you the opportunities, the incentives, and the partnerships available. I want to take this moment to thank Amir and to thank Maktar for your partnership and for your trust in Rwanda to host for the second time the Africa CEO Forum. We are looking forward to host you many more times in the future, and we want you not only to do business with us, but also to have fun.
Artificial intelligence is quickly becoming a mainstream technology, akin in some way to what electricity was a century ago, with the potential to revolutionize the production of goods and services. This is what the economists call a generalized purpose technology. Its applications are vast and varied, from design and economics to education and medicine, and already billions of dollars are being channeled into this exciting sector. 2 days ago, Google, one of the big tech, was having its annual event. They were mentioning hundreds of billions of dollars that will be invested in this sector and how it will be changing the way we are producing goods. We need to support also our startups. It's imperative that more funding, especially from domestic private sector, is directed towards this vibrant sector. At IFC, we're trying to do that with our Direct Disruptive Technology Fund, and we are trying to invest in startups that are investing in technology that will make a difference for development. But we need more billionaires in Africa. We need more millionaires in Africa to believe in these startups and invest in it. These startups are still largely funded with resources coming from the Silicon Valley or other part of the world. This is a challenge that the continent has. The fourth element is the dialogue, the leadership. We know that countries have been developing a public-private partnership and dialogue. A lot of discussion are happening in countries, but there are very rare opportunities where the private sector of the continent is meeting the leadership of the continent. If we want to move forward with the African Free Trade Agreement, these fora need to be created because we want to build African supply chain, African value chain. Therefore, I think that the challenge will be to think about organizing this fora where leadership can hear from the private sector, but also private sector hear the constraints that leaders are facing. Fourth, we need to make sure that businesses in Africa can access to the best brain and the best talent on the continent. We need to have free movement of people, free movement of talent. We cannot move in the Free African Agreement if people cannot come and work in the neighboring African countries.
Indeed, one of the conversations dominating at the ACF is the free movement of goods and people within Africa. Despite the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area 6 years ago to ease trade among African countries, Africa continues to grapple with the trade imbalances.
As somebody who really wants to make Africa great, I have to now apply 35 different visas on my passport. And I told Mr. President, I said, Mr. President, I really don't have the time to go and be dropping my passports in embassies to get a visa. But you see, the most annoying thing is that, yes, if you are treating everybody the same, then I can understand. We need to make sure that it works. We cannot have a very, very promising continent and our intra-trade is less than 16%. Okay, so we Africans will have to do it. If we are waiting for foreigners to come and do it, both the development of Africa, it's not going to happen.
So that we can sort out the things Ali Dangote is talking about, so that we can have clarity in where we want to go. We can get the Africa Continental Free Trade Area moving and being a reality, so that our business people can trade across this continent, so that we can move across this continent. President Kagame has removed visa for people coming to Kenya, for people coming to Rwanda. I have done the same. And I like what I heard from my good brother from Kenya. He said in Nigeria, they pay $230 US.
Yeah.
You pay ATA only $30 and you pay it online. You don't have to go to no office. So this is the situation we are faced with, and I want to say that we are going to change our continent ourselves, not others.
You can't create an FCFTA and then at the same time you constrain movement of people. So how is it going to be solved? FCFTA means you must allow that freedom of movement of people, of goods, of services, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, you do one thing. So we still have that problem which we must address, and we must only blame ourselves for having this kind of situation prevail in our midst. You can't blame anybody else. We can't blame outsiders. We can't blame, no. We should blame ourselves, but we should correct it, and we should just put things right the way we know how.
MOUs were signed between the public and private sectors, signaling significant strides in collaboration. Specifically, in Rwanda signed 5 deals across climate-smart agriculture, green city development, corporate governance, and privatization programs.
So we have just met with several potential investors who are ready to come and invest with us in Tanzania, particularly in logistics. And as you know, Tanzania, we're just doing a lot now in improving the environment of doing business in Tanzania. So one of the areas is logistics, particularly improving our ports, but also dealing with the standard gauge railway.
Recently agreed with MTN, as per their announcement, to acquire 2 of their operations in West Africa. And this is in line with our strategy to grow by acquisition. We've done several acquisitions in the last couple of years in Liberia, in Congo DRC, in Central African Republic, and in Ghana, when we acquired Vodafone in Ghana. Basically, this is part of our strategy.
Spiro, as a technology startup, will always require growth capital. This growth capital is going to be used from both equity and a debt standpoint. The partnership with AfriExim is absolutely strategic in nature, where we are going to use funds judiciously in expanding, developing, deploying the infrastructure for commercial riders and consumers to use. We're going to use this facility also towards developing manufacturing locations, which our first manufacturing facility is going live in Kenya, and we will have much more manufacturing coming downstream. So we're going to use part of funds for that as well.
At the Africa CEO Forum, several exhibitors got the opportunity to showcase their products to the participants of the forum. 2 packed days of high-level panels, insightful speeches, awarding of top CEOs and market disruptors is what perfectly describes the Africa CEO Forum 2024. All eyes now lie on the key decision makers to drive the conversation on the outcomes of the 11th edition as they prepare to convene in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire come next year.